Alright, well, greetings and welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, a live Ghost Patrol episode number 5. Now, in this video, bear in mind, I'm not a ghost hunter in real life, but, I have ghost hunters in the back. And what they're doing in this video is that they're making sure that Eddie gets back in his grave. Since in real life he died 5 years ago. From the time being, correction, nearly 4 years ago, from the time being I recorded this video. Now, I made a mistake, I could have sworn, in the last video. Please keep that in mind. The mistake here is that I flew the Navy version, to go hand in hand. With, of course, helping the Air Force. Or vice versa, like this time. And, with the Navy, we get help from the Air Force as well. If I was in a Navy setting. So anyway, in the previous episode of Ghost Patrol, which was Ghost Patrol episode 4, I flew the naval version to show and tell that I have support for the Navy, and of course, I have respect for the Navy. That's all I have to say. Now, the reason why I make the weather bad on purpose is because I'm trying to do some things that I do at some point in and of my life, like fly in adverse weather, and of course, oh, how about that? I just came across some random music here. I call foul. Alright, well, greetings and welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, a live Ghost Patrol episode 5. Now, before I go into the video, I'm going to say that I could have sworn I made an error. I actually want to take it as an error. They're referring to the last dialogue I said in the previous episode, which was episode 4. Which, by the way, I'm not going to do virtual reality for a while. So, in episode 4, what I meant to say was that even though I was, of course, primarily trained by the Air Force for my military routing, which is Civil Air Patrol, I flew the Navy version of the Lockheed EC-121 Warning Star to show and tell that I have respect for the Navy and I support them. And of course, to me, the Navy is an important branch because a lot of my relatives once served in the Navy. Hardly had any Air Force, but actually most of my relatives were Navy as well. But in this video, since I'm taking grit this time around up for a flight to Santa Fe, I made the weather bad on purpose today because it's already bad outside already. And of course, this is an assignment that is due not only for me, but also for Miss Peabody, Grit, and whoever I'm going to be flying from the time I recorded this video. So as of right now, of course, I'm going to put in the emergency plan. Today is very different because it's rainy. So as usual, I'm thinking that if I have an engine failure before V1, I'll land straight ahead. I'll close the throttle and go off to the side of the runway. And I'm either going to attempt to take off again, and if that doesn't work, I will end the live stream. And if I have an engine failure after V1, I'll come back the way I came in. As of now, move this menu thing somewhere. Go in the cabin here. Actually, let's go outside. Go walk around. cockpit. Alright, make sure everybody's alright. Okay, if the runway is 26, I'm going to give the mission briefing. We really don't have much to say today except that our mission is to make sure that Eddie gets back in his grave and doesn't haunt anyone. And especially while many students are in school, right now I have to make sure that unschool and homeschool students, they do what they're supposed to do. Though, of course, some of which, maybe at the biopark, they're supposed to be doing school-related activities. Like, for example, their own homework, things like that. Their own home and schoolwork, or whatever else you want to call it. So as you can see here, where my cursor is, that'll be the area of operations. And one more thing to keep in mind too is I'm not a real ghost hunter, nor am I going to intend to become one, because that is such a dangerous job that I could potentially die from it, and I don't even want to, of course, chance that, because as military enthusiast as I am, I want to see you all for sure. Okay. Looks like there's free movement on the controls, so right now I'm going back to the cockpit. Okay, so we're here now, so right now, let's get everyone back in. Alright, fine, I'll get her back in. Okay, I'm gonna enable FS Realistic now.
FS Realistic connected.
All I really need to do is get a flight started up. Well, since it's raining outside, I'm gonna just keep the windows closed. I need to be warm. Step up.
Flaps 60% set.
Okay. Alright, since, of course, I did Grit's run-up just now, I'm going to go ahead and get ready to go at this point. So today we'll be going to the Atlantis area. Atlantis area. The Atlantis, you know, is the area I call S.Y. Jackson. And if you don't see the Atlantis area, can you just please believe me that we were there? The reason why I say this is because this thing moves relatively fast. And of course, this is fictional, and I don't mean any harm to anyone or anybody. Now what we'll be doing is we'll be flying over the S.Y. Jackson area. And then from there... Gosh, really raspy this morning. I really wanted to fly. And then from there we'll go on to Santa Fe. Alright, so like I said from before, we'll be going to Atlantis, and of course, the reason why I say Atlantis is because the area of S.Y. Jackson Elementary School, I call it the Bermuda Triangle, because the fact that even I get lost in there sometimes. There are places to Bermuda Triangle. That's what I was saying to do. It out.
Albuquerque ground Labrador 5-4 with India request taxi for takeoff west departure.
Labrador 5-4 taxi to and hold short of runway 21 using taxiway Hotel Charlie cross runway 8 Golf Bravo. Contact tower on 123.775 when ready.
Taxi to and hold short runway 21 using taxiway Hotel Charlie cross runway 8 Golf Bravo Labrador 5-4.
Okay, runway 21. That's manageable. Ah. Thanks, fire crew. Fire crew. What's going on? So I'll go outside and investigate. Why are they out here? Looks like the fire department's after me today. Well, this is no plane with defense. Okay, Lockheed Constellation, especially the C-121 Warning Stars, an old airplane. What do you expect?
Albuquerque Tower Labrador 5-4 ready at runway 21 departure to the west.
Labrador 5-4, wind 210 at 4. Departure to the west approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 21.
Cleared for takeoff runway 21 Labrador 5-4.
Yeah, since the weather looks like crap today, I'm gonna just like rip from the cockpit.
Flaps 100%.
And go outside for the window. The weather looks like crap, so... Okay, we're ready to go. Yeah, like I said before, the weather looks like crap, so we're gonna take off from the cockpit. The Air Force and the Navy, they need to function in all weather.
Aircraft speed. Rotation.
Labrador 5-4, continue for west departure.
Albuquerque Tower Labrador 5-4 continue for west departure.
Labrador 5-4, leading my airspace frequency change approved.
Albuquerque Tower Labrador 5-4 frequency change. Albuquerque approach Labrador 5-4 is type 3 miles west of Albuquerque 7,800 feet. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
Labrador 5-4 Albuquerque approach. Squawk 4675.
Squawk 4675 Labrador 5-4.
Roger, flaps up.
Labrador 5 for radar contact 2 miles west of Albuquerque 7,600 feet. Cleared through the Charlie airspace. Maintain on navigation.
Cleared through the Charlie airspace Labrador 5-4.
Flaps up.
Squawk 1200. Frequency change approved Labrador 54. Albuquerque Center Labrador 54 is type 5 miles south of 4 Alpha Charlie 12,900 feet. Request flight following.
Labrador 54 Albuquerque Center. Squawk 0507.
Squawk 0507 Labrador 54.
Labrador 54 radar contact 4 miles southeast of 4 Alpha Charlie 12,500 feet. Altimeter 29.54.
Roger Labrador 54.
Alright, this one, that's not the down there.
Labrador 54 contact Albuquerque approach on 126 decimal tree. Good day.
126 decimal tree Labrador 54. Goodbye. Albuquerque approach Labrador 54 13,000 feet.
Labrador 5 for Albuquerque approach altimeter 29.5 for radar contact. Continue. Labrador 5 for contact Albuquerque Center on
132.8 Labrador 54. Goodbye. Albuquerque Center Labrador 54 14,000 feet.
Labrador 54 Albuquerque Center altimeter 29.54 radar contact. Continue.
Bay Tower Labrador 54 is 1 mile southwest 14,000 feet with Charlie to land.
Labrador 5 for Santa Fe Tower. Altimeter 29.5, full winds 210 at 4. Make straight in runway 2.
Fly straight in runway 2 Labrador 54.
Caution, overspeed flaps 100%. Flaps 100%. Caution, overspeed flaps 100%.
Labrador 5, full winds 210 at 4. Clear to land runway 2.
Clear to land runway 2 Labrador 54.
500 feet. 400. 300. 200. 100. 50. 30. 'Us. Speed down.
Labrador 5 for exit runway when able.
Alright, I'll take Rick to where Miss
Labrador
Peabody
5
is.
for contact ground on 121.7.
121.7 Labrador 5-4. Goodbye.
I'll take Rick to where I usually park. Of course, himself along with, of course, Miss Peabody. Now we're a military aircraft, we have authorization to do this. The narrative of this video is still fictional, so this can't really happen in real life, and this is just a sample of what could happen. Now I'm trying to park Rick to where, of course, Miss Peabody is parked. This is officially our last meeting of 2023, that is, for Civil Air Patrol. And of course, since my military training is primarily rooted with the Air Force, I of course support the Navy. So that's why I flew Miss Peabody this morning. And you guys might be thinking, yeah, you rarely ever fly Miss Peabody just because, you know, her coat is painted black. Like, no, that's not the case. Probably just a call for me to honor the Air Force is why I've flown Grit more often. Now this time around, I've flown Grit up here to honor the Air Force. And of course, with our flight back in Albuquerque, with all that cloud cover, we did what we needed to do. We got Eddie back in straight, while the other imaginary fighters were around. I'm going to close these windows now. Go outside, check for damage. And the flaps have to come up now.
Roger, flaps up.
Alright, Ghost Hunt is secure.
Flaps up.
But I could use some better dialogues and things like that. Sean, tell me what I can do for dialogues if I'm to make one of these episodes again. So otherwise, that's our show. Thanks for watching.